Welcome to Zentangle Project Pack number 18, day 5. My name is Rick.
Hi, I'm Maria, and I'm here as a backup for, commenting on Rick's beautiful tile here.
And we're using almost all of the materials, except I think the Micron 10.
Okay.
And I'm going to start out doing the Tangle Tripoli with the Jelly Roll silver. And the way we are doing this is I'm going to make a triangle, and that will be the beginning of our Tripoli.
Now, Tripoli doesn't have to be an equilateral triangle, just so
Right.
you know. So don't be worried about all of your triangles being equilateral.
Now, the trick here is when you do your second or adjacent triangle in Tripoli is I don't think about drawing a triangle. The first thing I do is think about drawing one line that auras one of the lines of an existing triangle.
This is a very important part of
Right?
Tripoli.
So I just auraed that.
It's the key.
And now you just, put in 2 lines to finish off the triangle. And like Maria said, they could be of any length. It doesn't have to be.
And it works every
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
So you can see one of those there is a little
Wonky.
off.
Yeah.
And you put in another line that can fit in there. I work on keeping the gap fairly similar. And then you can take that out any way you like. It can go off to one side. It doesn't have to. They don't all have to have one next to them. And what I'm doing here, sorry about hiding it from you, but I'm using the negative space between the triangles to be the positive space for another tangle, just to have a little bit of whimsy coming out of that. And you'll see it when I'm right. So I might put a couple more triangles in. Just whatever, you can take your tile, you can turn it this way and that, and then just see, oh, maybe I'll put one here. And you could fill up the whole space or not. And you'll also notice that for each stroke of the triangle side, I'm always turning my tile. So for the most part, my hand hasn't left the plate where it was. The tile always turns underneath. And if this is the first video you're watching, then we have a lot of good feedback or good information of starting out with these new materials in the introductory video.
So you can see how it changes color when it dries.
And dries means probably give this a few hours.
Really? Is it that long?
Yeah. Well, it depends on the humidity.
Yeah.
So I was noticing that little fuzziness because it was really humid, I think, the day that I did this. And I'm thinking, I'd like to increase the contrast and highlight the silver. So I am going over all of the triangles and just basically auraing or tracing, I guess. Tracing the
Redefining
edge.
the line?
I like that. I'm redefining the line, and I get this beautiful contrast of the black against the silver.
I don't think we've ever done that.
No.
Like this. It's a great technique, and it's a wonderful meditation. Just you have to really concentrate on your lines, and it's a great way to proceed.
Right, so it's a really nice contrast there, particularly because how the silver is so close to the white, but now it's framed and and it's got this lovely molding. And it's a great exercise. Just follow each little twist and turn of the original. Turning your tile, relaxing your hand, remembering to breathe around each little bump there, inside and out, and even on those dots. We're like really, being able to see through this paper opens up a whole other idea of, well, what can we do with this? Where could we take it? And I'm sure we're going to be like blown away by what you all do with it.
They're going to come up with ideas we hadn't thought of, which is we're kind of counting on you.
Yeah. So here I'm using, I had the blue and the orange in my kit. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to do it in such a way that will alternate the colors theoretically if I have, depending on how it's, oops, forgot one over here. Depending on how many I have and how it works out. I didn't plan this out, so we're going to see how it goes. It looks like it's going to work. Or it's going to each one alternate. And I also, I've noticed that if I really put my fingers all over the silver, I can like rub the silver off. So I just keep my hands out on the side. And I'm putting this on rather casually because I know that how beautifully this smooths out and spreads around on this paper.
It's almost like clouds, right?
Right, and that's sweet. So I just bring that in with the tortillon, smooth that up right to the edge.
It's a watercolory look.
And then I'll do the same approach with the orange. Fill each one up, spread it around. And if you remember Maria's comment in the first video about, having a multiple like texture of colors within instead of just a monocolor, I'm going to go in and put a dollop of the white charcoal in the middle of each one of these triangles. Just layer it down. And then once I have that in each one, I'll go back in and just spread it around with the tortillon. And it just gives like that nuance of not a monocolor. And at first you may think, oh, that's just disappearing. But when you look at the final piece, it's like, oh, this is like...
Subtle.
It's a nice effect.
I think we see it more than what's on the screen.
Right. And I still have a blue and an orange tortillon, so I'm going to use those. But particularly in the blue, there's a nice different series of colors, and in the orange too.
Or you might have used a new tortillon over the white.
I could have, yeah. So it really looks like an old stained glass sort of something, right? So the light going through it. So can you imagine, you can hang these up in the window and just see what comes through, and it's going to be beautiful.
Kind of let them sit on a windowsill,
So what I'm going to do on this side is paradox. And I'm going to fill each one of these with, using my Micron 01, some paradox. And the way I do that is first the triangle, and then go from the corner to the line, rotate my tile, and then from that corner where the line ended to the other line, rotate your tile, and just keep continuing that line, the corner to line. And you'll notice that there's like a smaller triangle inside the bigger one that's just slightly rotated. And we're going to continue doing corner to line, rotate the tile, corner to line, rotate the tile, corner to line, rotate the tile. And you might think, oh, I don't have to rotate the tile, but maybe you don't, but I do. I like rotating it because I never lose my place. And the quality of my lines, whatever that quality is, remains consistent because I'm using the same muscle groups in the same direction to make it. And you'll see that, okay, we've just been doing straight lines for the most part, but there's this gentle curve that's starting to form here. And that's the inspiration for the name of this tangle, because it's a paradox that just by drawing straight lines in this same way, you end up with these beautiful, gentle curves. Now I'm going to do these in a mirroring way, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So you could make them the same direction, or you could mirror them. And the way I do that is I go from the corner to the line, but in a way that mirrors the one next to it. Same principle, corner to line, but it's on the other side. And you can always stop and relook at this, but it makes these, particularly when they're sharing the same edge, these beautiful meta patterns. If you do one direction and a completely different meta pattern in the other direction. So, go check out some of the Paradox. Look on the app. There's all these different examples of it, or, online in general. So I'm just going to, do all of them, and it's a great focus. It's a great exercise.
An absolute meditation. You have to really concentrate and like you said, focus. Beautiful patterns with the color coming through.
Mm. And the objective of tangling is not to get it done. I think that's why we love the metaphor of dancing dancing as a metaphor for tangling. Like you tangle a tangle as you would dance a dance. And the purpose of dancing is not to get somewhere on the floor, not to finish first, not to get it done, but the absolute pleasure of putting pen, each step, each stroke, yes. And even those last strokes, I'll turn the tile.
Oh, look at that.
Isn't that just a nice little subtle thing, like a faceted gem, perhaps?
When you put it in front of the window or, hand it, yeah, look at how neat that is. Oh, my gosh, that's beautiful.
Right.
And now you can see the white and the different colors and the blue. You can see it. It does have an effect on it. That's just beautiful.
So this is a lot of fun. So this is just like we're planting seeds here and seeing what you do with it, how they grow in your tangled garden, and put down my translucency chop here. One side and the other. I like how you signed it on the other one, though.
What's that?
How you signed your tile. Cool. So, thank you again for this wonderful time together, and we look forward to seeing you on day 6, and we look forward to seeing all the work that you share with us on the app and online. Bye now.
See you later. Bye.